The following feature presentation is part of the AllForSciFi podcast network.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
If you only knew the power of the dark side. Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No. I am your father.
I'll be back.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's a trap! The needs of the many outweigh
The needs of the few.
for the one.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Live long and prosper.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Bye-bye, boys!
Have fun storming the castle.
Take it away.
Goodbye.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Stop saying that!
I see dead people.
So what?
I'm rude.
You said that. Why so serious?
I volunteer as tribute.
What I do is not up to you.
Chewie. We're home.
I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Hi, everybody. This is AllForSciFi for the week of July 13th. Today is Saturday, July 13th, and we're recording this live from Woodland Hills, California. I'm your host, Eric Walker, and behind me is
Captain Rickster.
Got Captain Rickster in the house. So we got a lot to talk about today. This week, movie-wise, it's a little bit slow, but we're going to talk about some other sci-fi things like Netflix shows, right?
Right.
This week, we decided to go ahead and do a review and a discussion about Stranger Things 3.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
Which just had its third season on Netflix. It's a very popular show. I understand like 21 million people watched it the first day.
Yeah.
Which is incredible. So those are fantastic numbers. So way to go, Netflix, and everybody over there. The Duffer Brothers. I think they're brothers that do that show.
Right.
So
they write it and direct it.
There's a lot of things I like about this show. There's things I don't like about it, but there's a lot of things I do like about it. I just noticed that Captain Rickster has R2MT back there behind him, but his sister, who is BBNT, you can't see her. Let me move her so she could be seen. Hold on. So there she is, the sister next to the brother.
Yeah.
Oh, they do that sometimes. They'll just stop working. Do it again. There you go. There's R2. Sometimes you gotta just open it up here. These are two BB units. Well, no, this is one BB unit and one astromech droid that we got at Galaxy's Edge. There she is. She's starting to make noise. There she is. Oh, hello. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, they're talking to each other. Wow. That is cool.
Yes, it is.
Well, these are, two droids that like talking to each other.
That's true.
There. Oh, she just moved her head.
Yes,
Look at that.
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
What are you saying to me?
What?
Yeah.
You like your brother? Oh, okay. Well, sometimes we don't like our brothers. I get it. I understand. He's probably mean to you sometimes.
Not the other way
BB.
around. My sister's mean to me.
Oh, in your case. My sister was always great to me.
Good.
So I love my sister. Okay, let's get started. So let's go ahead and talk about this week in sci-fi news. The biggest story coming up this week is San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh yes.
Which is
Yes, it
coming
is.
up this next Thursday. We are going to do our best to try to cover the show for All4Sci-Fi. We may not necessarily attend ourselves, but we have a lot of friends out there and other podcasts that we know are going. So we'll try to get somebody to do a special report about San Diego Comic-Con. But the big thing that came out recently is Lucasfilm at their booth. No, not their booth, but Hasbro's booth. They've just announced the Sith Trooper.
Oh, cool.
So the Sith Trooper is looks just like a Stormtrooper, but it's from the Sith. So
Right.
it's, the Sith. Makes me wonder, does that Sith have Force ability?
We'll have to wait and see.
If anybody out there is going to San Diego Comic-Con, get the Sith Trooper. It's going to be available at booth 3329 at the Hasbro booth. So that's going to be great. So what else has happened this week in sci-fi news? Oh, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
She just decided to commit suicide.
That's right.
She's still alive, thank God.
Goes this way.
Why don't we let's go ahead and put these guys away. This is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and turn them off for now, so that they don't interrupt our show any longer. But that makes for great comedy. So you guys could play this video back, enter it in something. But they both tried to commit suicide. Jesus, your life that bad? Am I that bad of a dad?
You must be.
Oh my God, my kids are committing suicide.
Oh my goodness.
Ay, ay, ay.
Hey.
Okay. There hasn't been a lot going on sci-fi wise recently. We have coming up shortly. We're gonna have Ad Astra coming out with Brad Pitt.
Right.
And we still have Terminator: Dark Fate coming at the end of the year, also with The Rise of Skywalker. But there's not much that came out sci-fi wise this week. But the big announcement, of course, the new Sith Trooper, which is really exciting. I think it's really exciting. One of the things I liked about Stranger Things, and we're going to be talking more and more about that coming up, is the 80s vibe. So
right, yeah.
love it. Love the 80s vibe because it takes place in the 80s. And it reminded me of one of my favorite songs by Lamal was as part of it. So let's go ahead and listen to it for a few minutes. Let's listen to The Never Ending Story by Lamal. Yeah, that movie. It was a great movie. A little bit of trivia. I was actually good friends with the Atreyu, so I know Noah Hathaway. There's pictures out there for sale of us together, actually, online. I noticed that someone pointed it out a few months ago. Someone was selling pictures of myself and Noah Hathaway and Danny Nucci. And Danny Nucci was a good friend of ours too. He finally made it big when he was in Titanic. He was the friend of the lead character, Leonardo DiCaprio. He was the Italian guy.
Right.
So yeah, Danny Nucci, he kept trying. He was in Explorers too. Was the other big movie at that time. They were showing three guys. I was from Star Wars. Noah Hathaway was from The Neverending Story, and Danny Nucci was from Explorers. So it was like the three space science fiction guys.
Right.
So yeah, and Lamal had just a great sound. That is so true. That was a great track. I think it was produced by Giorgio Moroder, who's a very famous songwriter. Anybody out there know about that? And so a little bit of trivia there. And The Neverending Story is kind of making a comeback because of Stranger Things 3.
Right.
And that's what we're here today to talk about. Let's talk about Stranger Things 3. I watched season 3. I don't know if any of you out there, if you've seen it, what you guys think about Stranger Things 3.
That was a real good movie, real good show.
Yeah, I think I kind of starting to get it. I'm getting into it. The first season was pretty good too, but I'm getting more and more into it the more that the seasons come. And I really get why they call it Stranger Things, because it really is a strange show.
You got that right.
Isn't it? So I really think that the actress that plays Eleven, she's doing a really great job. She reminds me, that's Millie Bobby Brown. She reminds me a lot of a young Natalie Portman.
Right.
Because remember, Natalie Portman was very famous when she was a kid actress as well.
Yes, she was.
A lot of people think she looks a lot like a young Leia.
Right.
So if they ever went back and did like a prequel with Leia as a younger girl, maybe Millie Bobby Brown could play Leia in that.
That would be great.
I think she would definitely do justice. Although Carrie Fisher is always going to be Leia to me. So.
Oh, no kidding.
And I think that one of the R2 ones here.
One of them's still working.
Yeah, one of them still. When I mentioned Leia, suddenly it started making noise on the ground here. It's pretty funny. I mentioned Princess Leia, and then he started beeping again. I guess he misses Princess Leia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Stranger Things 3. Nowadays things are very different than when I was growing up, because that wouldn't be a show that would be for kids.
No, it wouldn't be.
And
no.
I'm not trying to get serious about this, but I think that it's just it's a little scary. Even I found some of the scary parts. It scared me a little bit as well. And I'm an adult. Can you imagine? They wouldn't have got away with that stuff in the 80s, and that's maybe why in the 80s the movies were so much better.
That's true.
So yeah, maybe that's why. But now it's all about violence, and let's see how much more we could shock people and get away with it. What I was trying to get at is it doesn't seem like a thing for kids to me, though. But yet it's kids that are playing those roles. So I guess things have changed.
Right.
Basically, at the end of this season, we ended up with a cliffhanger. We don't know what's happened to the sheriff.
Yeah.
And
we don't know if he made it or not.
Right. But he wrote a note for Eleven, which was nice. And then we saw the Demogorgon. How do you pronounce that?
Demogorgon.
Demogorgon. Yeah, at the end there, and it was kind of shocking. It left a cliffhanger. So I guess we're going to be on the edge of our seats waiting for Stranger Things 4.
That's right.
Earlier today, we went and saw Stubber, and Stubber's really has nothing to do with sci-fi.
That's true.
But I just noticed every time I turn around, I'm seeing more remakes. Like they're going to do a remake of this or a remake of that. I would like to talk about that a little bit. There's just too much remakes. It's nice having Stranger Things 3 because at least it's original.
That's true.
And they're doing something new. And they're also, my favorite time in the 80s when I grew up is the best. Wouldn't it be great if in Stranger Things 3 they did something about the Ewoks? Anybody out there? What do you think? Maybe we could write the showrunners of Stranger Things, or the Duffo brothers, and let them know Why not bring some Ewoks on Stranger Things?
That's true, yeah.
Why not?
That would definitely be strange.
Yeah. Well, the show is strange enough anyway, so I think the Ewoks probably could help it.
Yeah, they would, yeah.
Anyway, Stranger Things 3 did come out over the 4th of July weekend, and a lot of people have seen it. As I mentioned, it had record numbers. And let's go ahead and look at the preview trailer. I don't know if for anybody who hasn't seen any of Stranger Things 3 on Netflix, let's go ahead and listen to the trailer. Maybe this will get you to watch it.
You let us in. And now, you are going to have to let us stay.
Doesn't make sense. I closed the gate.
What if he never left? What if we locked him out here with us? He'd want to attach himself to someone again. A new host.
It's building something.
No matter what happens, we have to stop him. Together.
Now it's time. We are going to end you. We are going to end your friends. And we are going to end everyone.
Our kids are in danger.
We need to end this.
I can fight.
Better than any of us. But I need you safe.
What the hell?
I need you to trust me.
Holy mother of God.
Amazing. Stranger Things 3, which is just came out on July 4th.
A great season.
Yeah, we're just talking about Stranger Things 3, and at AllForSciFi we have a rating scale of 0 to 5. 5 is, of course, perfect. Nothing's gotten a 5 yet. Some things have come close. If you have 3 or below, you don't need to go. And that we're talking about movies or you don't need to watch. But with the phrase "we don't need to go," meaning if it's in a movie theater, wait until it comes on DVD or Blu-ray or on cable. But in terms of Stranger Things 3, I'm going to go ahead and give it a rating of 3.5 stars. So Stranger Things 3 is getting a 3.5 stars. I think that it's a definitely worthwhile show. You should definitely watch it.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think people should watch that one. It really is a good season. I mean, I like this one better than I do the other two, but
Right.
I just can't wait to see now what season 4 is going to be like.
Yeah, season 4. Yeah, of course, they're going to have a newer season of that. It's one of the highest rated shows. As I mentioned, it had over 21 million people watch it.
On 4th of July.
Yep, on the 4th of July, too. So that's saying something.
So people didn't go anywhere. They stayed home.
Yeah. So it follows the adventures of the kids, and now they have all the shops are being closed because of the Star Court Mall, the new shopping mall.
New shopping mall, yeah.
So since that started, everything is closing down, and then Eleven's relationship with the boy is kind of heating up, and the sheriff's father doesn't like it.
That's true.
And he wants them to break up. Aaron Anderson, who's on the AllForSciFi channel, he just said that it really resonates so much to people our age and yours, Captain Rickster, because it takes place in the 80s, and we were 80s kids. And Aaron, you're correct. You're right. It does resonate because we were raised in the 80s. And that would be true for everybody. Whenever you're raised, that era is going to be big for you. Captain Rickster's a little bit older, so maybe stuff in the 70s would resonate with you better, probably.
60s and 70s, yes.
The Stranger Things 3, I'm going to give it a 3.5 stars. I don't quite see it being a 4-star, but I do like a lot that's going on with the show. I love the music. The music has a really great vibe as well.
Yes, it does.
The music, not just because they're using like Lamal and the Neverending Story and other 80s songs, which are great. I like it because they're actually using 80s like synthesizers. Like you see my synthesizer right here, they're actually using that type of. They're using like a very sci-fi, like Tangerine Dream, Jean-Michel Jarre, that kind of electronic music. So they're using real electronic music as well, and that resonates with me because I compose electronic music.
Yes, he does.
Back to things that are coming out. I know this week, and before we close, I want to talk about San Diego Comic-Con again. I don't know anybody out there going to San Diego Comic-Con this week. Let's talk about some of the things that they have to do there. There's a lot of panels that are going to be out. Of course, Sherlock Holmes is going to have a thing there. Got the Sith Trooper, which we just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that not necessarily at San Diego Comic-Con, of course they're going to have a panel there as well about the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian coming out and on Disney Plus. They're going to have some stuff there about that, but from what I understand, the main part of the Mandalorian they're going to save for Disney, the Disney one in August, D23. So that's when we're going to see most of that stuff coming out.
Mm-hmm.
HBO is going to be there, and they're going to talk about The Watchmen. Also coming at San Diego Comic-Con, they're going to premiere and talk about Picard, which is the new Star Trek series.
Oh, cool.
So look out for Jean-Luc Picard. They're going to have an exhibit there for people going. Amazon Prime is going to be there talking about their stuff. For the kids in us that like Adult Swim, there's going to be an Adult Swim thing there, the cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Galaxy Quest concert. The San Diego Symphony is going to do the soundtrack to Galaxy Quest. So if you guys are there, you could. That's the Galaxy Quest was the movie with Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver about where they were like it was kind of like a take on Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
And them going to conventions. So, but they're going to go ahead and perform the soundtrack.
Oh, cool.
What else? Got a lot of awesome stuff coming to San Diego Comic-Con. Zombie Walk, 13th annual Zombie Walk is going to be there. Back to the Future. So they're going to do the Back to the Future as well. They're going to perform Alan Silvestri's Back to the Future soundtrack.
Sounds good.
So lots happening, and as I mentioned, we're going to try to still cover San Diego Comic-Con. We may not necessarily go to San Diego Comic-Con because we have a lot of friends that are going. Let's definitely try to make sure we get a special report about that. I got people here trying to get me to play on my keyboard, I think, or play music. Let me the show itself. We're still doing our show, Patrick. But maybe we could accommodate you. I don't know if it's turned on or not. Hold on. Anyway, I'm just messing with the keyboards, guys.
Very good music.
I hope I'm not putting you to sleep, guys. But yeah, since Patrick asked for it, I decided to go ahead and to play a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up. I'll go ahead and do my music later, guys. And okay, so we're done with this week's show. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Yes.
Next week, though, we have The Lion King.
Oh,
so
yes.
be sure to tune into the show next week. We're going to talk about The Lion King and all the latest sci-fi news that's out there in this world. If you want to get in touch with us, you could always go to our website, which is AllForSciFi.com. Spell out the whole word, AllForSciFi. It's AllForSciFi.com. And if you have any suggestions or comments or just want to drop a note saying good work, go to our website. There's a contact page. Also, for any press or media inquiries, there's also a way to contact us if you guys want to do interviews for other podcasts. On social media, make sure you go and join our Facebook page, which is on Facebook.com. It's at AllForSciFi, all one word. I'm your host, Eric Walker. Thank you very much, everybody. This is Captain
Rickster, and have a good week.
We're having a good week, and in the next few weeks, he has his show coming out called Comic Mania, so look for that coming soon.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great and blessed week. We'll see you next week.
That's right.
Bye-bye. All the music on today's episode was composed and written by Eric Walker. To learn more about Eric's music, please visit ericwalkermusic.com.